My family is extremely toxic and abusive, and I'm planning to run away for good. My mom did something that's making me second-guess everything, and I'm lost. I posted about this once before, although it was deleted. Basically, I have a crap life where I currently am, and I always have. My parents are and always have been extremely abusive. My father takes most of my money and always has since I was 14. He says it's his money. I'm 23 and he's still doing this. He literally only ever talks to me about money. We have that kind of relationship. My mother is emotionally neglecting, and again, always has been. She has bipolar disorder and has said and done some really, really awful things to me in her bad moments. I don't even want to get into the things that she has put me through. I still love them both, of course, but I can't do this anymore. I decided a while ago that I was leaving here and starting a new life on the West Coast. Today, I changed my number and bought my plane ticket. They think my phone is shut off due to non-payment. They have no idea about anything that I plan to do, and I don't want to tell them. Well, today I came home and found a piece of art hung up on my wall. My mom had mentioned it to me in her good moments. I forgot what the art style is called, but it's a bunch of little bead things that you carefully put together to make a picture. It's her new hobby lately, and I'm so happy that she's found something that seems to take her away from her mental agony. She was so excited to give it to me. Just the other day she smiled and said she made me something nice and that it was almost done. It took her weeks and weeks to make this for me. I walked into my room, I saw it, and I just started crying. I know I need to leave. I do. I need to start a new life, and I need to get away from here. I can't be happy here. I know I can't. This family has broken me into so many different pieces over the past 23 years. I just feel so guilty. I saw this picture, and I immediately felt horrible. I have always tried so hard to be a bright light in my family and make things less toxic, but it's never worked. I feel like I failed, and I'm giving up now. She is going to miss me. I know she is. She is going to wonder about me. She is going to cry. All the time. She is going to be so sad. And although I've bought this plane ticket and I'm not turning back, and I know that this is what I need to do for me, I still feel like the shittiest person in the world. I just needed to tell someone this. I leave next week. I am just so upset after seeing that she hung her present to me on my wall while I was away. Some comments speculated that the mother's awareness of OP's plan might be the reason for her action. OP's response was the following. I almost told her a few days ago because I felt so guilty. I told her that there was something very important that I had to say to her, and I was shaking. But I was too scared to actually tell her, so instead I had to quickly make up a lie, which ended up just me telling her that I have an STD. I don't know. It's the only thing I could think of that would also give me a reaction like that when telling someone. I don't have any STDs, but she seemed to have bought the lie and moved on. But perhaps she knows something. I did tell my little brother and him, and I are very close. I don't think in a million years he would have told them. There's a 0.01% chance he did that. My dad also has cameras with audio planted all around the house, and although I've tried my very best not to talk about it around them or in the house in general, maybe they picked up something. I also don't even think he views them that much, but maybe he does. I don't know. OP also added in the comments, I love my mother. She is abusive, and that will never be okay. But she has mental illness. It's never an excuse. But I still love her, and in her good moments when she smiles and tells me about something amazing that happened to her that day, I get very emotional because I wish she could always be that way. I wish so much that she would never go back to being horrible. But she always does. I was thinking about taking the art piece with me. I hope she notices it's gone. I hope that will tell her how much I appreciate her in her good moments, and that when she does do something nice for me, which is and always has been very rare, I hope she will see that it means the absolute world to me, and I never want to let go of those memories. My parents are getting old and have a lot of health issues, especially my mom. I would be so heartbroken if something happened to her a week after I left, and she thought I didn't love her. I would never forgive myself. I'm getting emotional thinking about this, and I think I'm being dramatic. But I don't know. This is what worries me when I think about my mom. I do plan on leaving a note. I've tried writing some, but every time I just get very angry and start listing all the things my parents have done wrong to me. Every time it starts to just sound hateful and horrible. I don't want them to think I'm leaving because of them. I'm leaving because of me. They're a factor in why I feel so horrible, but ultimately, I'm doing this for me. Update 1. I'm posting an update as I know a lot of people asked me to keep updating. So I actually did it. I said goodbye to my few friends here. I packed all of my stuff in a suitcase. I read a post on this sub earlier where someone said, "It's funny how your entire life can fit inside a suitcase." He was right. And you really start to feel bad when it comes down to this and you realize that you don't need much of what you have at all. I was scared that the things I loved most wouldn't all fit in my suitcase. I ended up having space left over. Most of us live very selfishly. My little brother drove me here to the airport. I love him, I hugged him and told him that I loved him, and I gave him my car as he needed one for work, and he's never had much either. My parents only really love my older brother, their firstborn. I told him that if our parents ask, to tell them that I asked him to take me to the airport, and I just gave him my car keys and left. He knows everything, but they don't need to know that. I also gave him my fish, which oddly I already miss them. It's really weird how taking care of even the smallest of creatures can make you feel so special. That helped a lot with my depression. I didn't tell my parents anything. They don't know anything. The last thing that my father said to me was, "You need to cut the front yard," and he walked away. I don't even remember the last thing that my mother said to me. I left them a note that said that I'm safe, I'm gonna be okay, but I had to leave. I told them I would reach out when I was ready, if ever. I told them that I'll always love them. For they are my parents and they gave me life. I wonder how they're going to react when they see the note. I imagine my father will be furious as he can't coerce me into giving him all of my money anymore. My mother is just going to use it to get pity because her life is such a tragedy. At least according to her book of faces. Perhaps they should have treated me better, as I'm the best son they could have ever asked for. I'm kind, I'm empathetic, I'm ambitious, and I am full of love. But even I have my breaking point, and I'm going to find new people to give my love. People who will appreciate it. So anyways, yeah. I did it. I packed a suitcase that is my life. I grabbed the bracelet that my old friend who passed away gave me and put it around my wrist. I put on my favorite pair of beat-up boots and cuffed my jeans, and I left. I'll be so far away in 12 hours. They won't ever be able to hurt me again. I randomly ran into my ex-boyfriend here at the airport just a few minutes ago. We didn't end things well when we broke up 2 years ago, coincidentally. It ended because he told me I was being ridiculous for rebelling against my parents' abuse, and that I should be grateful to them for even being alive. He was in a rush, but he smiled and asked how I was doing, and he proposed that we should catch up when I got back from wherever I was going. I smiled at him, I told him I was doing well, and I said, "I'll let you know when I get back." I feel very whole right now, for the first time in my life. Edit. I'm going to take this opportunity to be my dramatic self, haha, and say that I genuinely am in tears in this airport at how supportive you all are. I cannot believe I just recently discovered Reddit. I was truly missing out. Also, as an update, it's 10:19 a.m., and I am in NYC at the airport here. My flight was delayed, but finally it took me from my home to here. In an hour, I'm boarding my flight to take me to my new home in California. Edit 2. I'm moving to Los Angeles. My parents don't know yet, but will definitely update when they find out. My brother and I are in close communication about this. I do have somewhere to stay when I get there. No job yet, but that'll be easy. I just wanted to answer some questions that I was getting a lot. I was married when I was younger and we moved away. Got divorced 2 years and a few months ago. I never thought I would have to explain and justify 23 years of abuse because 1 or 2 assholes on here wanted to call me a liar. Can't imagine being that hateful to a stranger. Thank you, though, to everyone else that is supportive. Final update. I have arrived in LA at 2:47 p.m. The air here is amazing. I feel completely renewed and I've been here for 10 minutes. It's so beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna drop my stuff off and take a hike with my best friend. Thanks for listening. Until next time, OP made one last comment. I'm sure this is going to be lost in the comments or whatever, but it was really sweet to see everyone's responses and compassion for my stories. Yes, definitely post pictures of my butthole sometimes, but other than that, I think I live a pretty normal life now, LOL. Sorry, I thought I deleted them? Haha. Los Angeles was really fucking hard. I mean, I just couldn't after some point, you know? I tried for a long time to make it happen. But it's a dangerous place, especially for someone who was as weak as I was at that time. I did what I had to survive, and it was not always pretty. I think I started realizing that I wasn't living. Just, I don't know, surviving. I was always in survival mode. It was chaos, and I moved there to start living. Not just keep surviving. Anyways, I ended up moving back closest to my family. There have been ups and downs, but I am mostly in a healthy place with where I am with them. I might say a small hi in text every couple of months, whatever, but the thing is that I feel comfortable with the space that I have put in between us. I never felt that way before. I felt I was trapped in that life. You never really are, you know. I got an associate degree in cybersecurity, got on and then off of drugs, and now I am pursuing my bachelor's in computer science. Yes, it kind of happened just like that. That abruptly, that jarringly. I live with myself and my dog, Willow. She's about 2 years old now. I rescued her from an organization that found her plus her siblings on the side of the road in a cardboard box. She is my very best friend because she has seen my ugliest moments, my worst moments, and my very best. I only wish that I could have taken her family with me. I hope she doesn't think about that. Maybe that's just my own guilt in my own life, but I want her to be loved. My brother did do that thing. I don't really want to touch much on that. Nobody believed me, and I have come to peace with it myself, I guess, as much as one can. I don't know, that was just bizarre. A few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with DID. I haven't really told anyone. I don't think it makes me much different. I still feel, I don't know, like a human. Sometimes, though, it does feel like I have moments where I go away. I don't notice it at all while it's happening. Only afterward I realize that I just lost like 2 hours of time, and I have no idea what happened. It's always been that way. I thought this was normal. It isn't, obviously, but I don't know. My therapist and I are working on it, and other things, and I am becoming happier. I thought that this would happen in a day or a week, that I would just be happy, by changing small or sometimes big aspects of my life. It takes a long time. I am better, though, most of the time, and that's better than it was before, so I am grateful for that. I hope that one day, when and if I ever get to a place where I can help someone that was in my position like so many people did for me back then, I hope that I never forget what any of it felt like. I hope that I am as kind and generous as many of them were. My life has changed me in many ways, but I think I am so humbled, and I have seen a side of life that not everyone gets or wants to see. But it made me a better person. I think. I hope.